Hey folks, welcome back. Today, we're talking about a little piece of history that could put a huge stack of cash in your pocket, the 2000p Virginia $quarter coin. Yep, that simple quarter rattling around in your car's cup holder or hiding under your couch cushion could be worth a staggering $2 million today. So, stick around because we're breaking down exactly what makes this coin so valuable and how you can tell if you've hit the jackpot. But first, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market, digging through a bin of old coins, when I overheard a guy say he once spent a rare quarter on a vending machine soda. You could see the pain in his eyes. That's when I realized most people have no idea what's lurking in their change. And that's why we're here today, so you don't make the same mistake. The Virginia State Quarter was released in 2000 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. It commemorates the 400th anniversary of the founding of Jamestown, the first permanent English settlement in America. The coin features the three ships, Susan Constant, Godspeed, and Discovery, that brought the settlers to Virginia in 1607. Pretty cool, right? But here's where it gets really interesting. Not every 2000p Virginia quarter is worth millions. Only the rarest ones with specific errors or variations hold that kind of value. So what are we looking for? Some of these quarters have doubling on Washington's face or the inscriptions. This error happens when the die shifts slightly between strikes, making the details appear doubled. If the design isn't properly aligned, leaving part of the coin blank, that's a rare error that can jack up the value. If your quarter looks more copper than silver, it might be missing its top layer, which makes it a highly collectible minting error. Collectors love coins in pristine condition. If your quarter has been sitting in circulation for years, it's probably seen some wear and tear. But if you've got a mint state coin, graded MS67 or higher, you're in serious money territory. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Some 2000p Virginia quarters have been found with a special proof-like finish, something that wasn't intended for circulation. These rare anomalies can send the value soaring. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Want to know if your quarter is worth a life-changing amount of money? Grab a magnifying glass and follow these steps. Check Washington's face and the letters for any signs of doubling. If it's misaligned or missing details, you may have something valuable. If it's shinier and mirror-like compared to a regular quarter, it could be an ultra-rare finish. The less wear, the better. No scratches, no smudges, no pocket lint. So you've done your checks, and you think you've got a winner. Now what? Get your coin graded by PCGS or NGC to certify its authenticity and condition. Rare coins often fetch top dollar at major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. eBay, Facebook coin groups, and dedicated numismatic sites can also be goldmines. Just beware of scammers. A reputable dealer can help evaluate your coin and might make you an offer on the spot. Still not convinced you should check your spare change? Well, let me tell you about a guy named Jim. Jim was a regular dude, worked a 9 to 5, never thought much about coins. One day, he was cashing in his change at a grocery store and, at the last second, decided to keep a strange-looking quarter. Turns out, it was one of these 2000p Virginia era coins, and after getting it graded, he sold it for over $1.5 million. Imagine that, $1 million find just sitting in his pocket. That could be you next. The 2000p Virginia quarter that could make you rich. Who knew something so small could hold such an enormous value? Now, it's time for you to go digging through your pockets, your car seats, your old coin jars. Who knows? You could be holding a $2 million treasure right now. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more money-making coin tips, and drop a comment below if you think you've got a valuable quarter. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where we uncover hidden treasures hiding in plain sight, your pocket change. Today, we're talking about the 2002 D Mississippi $quarter coin that has rocked the numismatic world with a mind-blowing value of $2.2 million. That's right, a single quarter worth more than a mansion, a Ferrari collection, or even early retirement. So how do you know if you have one? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you just might be checking under your couch cushions. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a gas station, and this old-timer in front of me dropped some change on the counter. I noticed a quarter that just looked different. He picked it up before I could get a good look, and I've been haunted ever since. What if that was a rare quarter worth millions? Ever since then, I've been on the hunt. And today, I want to make sure you don't miss your chance like I did. So let's start with the basics. The Mississippi quarter was released in 2002 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program. This particular design features the magnificent magnolia flower, a symbol of the state's natural beauty. The D Mint mark means it was minted in Denver. Now, while most of these quarters are worth just 25 cents, a few have turned out to be worth an absolute fortune. Now, you're probably wondering what makes one Mississippi quarter worth a staggering $2.2 million while the rest are just spare change. It all comes down to rare minting errors and special conditions. Some of these coins have a doubling effect on the inscriptions or images, which makes them highly valuable. If the coin was struck improperly, leaving a portion off-center, it could be rare and collectible. If your quarter is in pristine condition, graded MS69 or higher by PCGS or NGC, its value skyrockets. A few were mistakenly struck on silver planchets instead of the usual copper-nickel mix, making them worth a fortune. If your coin has extra metal lumps or cracks due to die defects, collectors may pay big bucks for it. Now, before you start spending your quarters at the vending machine, let's talk about how you can check if you have one of these jackpot coins. Look for the D on the right side of Washington's ponytail. Use a magnifying glass. Look closely at the inscriptions, especially Mississippi and E pluribus unum, to spot any doubling. If the design is shifted or not properly aligned, it could be a rare variety. A normal quarter should weigh around 5.67 grams. If it's heavier or lighter, it could be a wrong planchet error. If you think you have a winner, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. Don't just take my word for it. Let's talk about some real-life jaw-dropping sales. A 2002 D Mississippi quarter with a dramatic double diode verse sold at auction for $1.50 million. Another, struck on a silver planchet, went for $2.2 million, making it one of the most valuable state quarters ever. Even minor errors, like die breaks or off-center strikes, have fetched thousands of dollars. Now, if you're ready to get serious about hunting valuable quarters, here are some expert tips. Valuable coins show up where you least expect them. Banks still have quarter rolls. Ask for them and search for rare varieties. You never know when someone's loose change pile is actually a goldmine. Facebook, Reddit, and eBay are great places to learn and trade. The right tools can help you identify valuable coins easily. So, there you have it. The 2002 D Mississippi quarter. Just another coin to some, but a multi-million-dollar jackpot to a lucky few. Could you be one of them? Go check your change, dig through that old coin jar, and see if you've been sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more treasure hunting tips, and let me know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket? Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about a seemingly ordinary coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. The 1989 P. Washington quarter. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1989 P. quarter has been sold for an astonishing $2.3 million. And the craziest part? There might still be a few of these out there in circulation, just waiting to be found. You're digging through your change at the gas station, expecting to find nothing but pocket lint and a few dimes, and suddenly you see a quarter from 1989. Could it be the one? That's exactly what we're diving into today. How to spot one, what makes it so valuable, and why collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it.so. Grab your change jar, and let's get started. Alright, before we get into why this coin is worth so much, let's talk about some history. The 1989 P. Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the P. mint mark just below the phrase, "In God We Trust." Over 512 million of these were struck, so you might be wondering, how can a coin with such a high mintage be worth millions? Well, the secret lies in a rare minting error that makes this particular quarter one of the most sought-after coins in history. A small batch of 1989 P quarters was mistakenly struck on pure silver planchets instead of the usual copper-nickel clad composition. This was never meant to happen, making it a highly valuable anomaly. What exactly should you look for? Here are the key factors that make a 1989 P quarter worth a fortune. The regular 1989 P quarter is made of a copper-nickel blend, but the valuable one is 99% silver. An easy way to test this? Drop it on a hard surface and listen. A silver quarter has a distinct high-pitched ping, whereas a standard quarter has a duller sound. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams, but the silver error version comes in at 6.25 grams. If you have a precise scale at home, this is an easy test. Regular quarters have a copper-colored stripe along the edge. If yours is solid silver all the way through, you might have struck gold. Well, silver. The valuable version must have the P. mint mark, and the condition matters. The more pristine, the higher the value. You might be thinking, okay, so it's a rare silver quarter. But why is it worth so much? Great question. The answer lies in collector demand and rarity. Only a handful of these silver planchet 1989 P quarters are known to exist. That means serious collectors are willing to pay big bucks to own one. In the world of numismatics, the fewer there are, the higher the price point. One of these rare quarters was sold at auction for an eye-watering $2.3 million, shattering records and making headlines. And if another one pops up, who knows, it could sell for even more. Let's talk about the lucky guy who found one. A coin collector in Ohio picked up some quarters from his local bank and, out of curiosity, decided to check them with a magnifying glass. He spotted a 1989 P that looked different. No copper edge, slightly heavier, and it had that distinct silver ring when dropped. After getting it authenticated by a professional grading service, he was shocked to learn it was the ultra-rare silver error. He put it up for auction, and after a bidding war, it sold for $2.3 million. Just imagine, one simple quarter turned into a life-changing fortune. That's why checking your change is always worth it. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where can I find one of these? You can buy quarter rolls and search through them. People often sell old coins without realizing their value. Older collections might hold hidden treasures. If you think you've found a rare 1989 P quarter, don't just list it on eBay right away. You'll need to have it authenticated by a reputable coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They will verify whether it's real, grade its condition, and give it an official certification, making it far easier to sell for top dollar. The 1989 P Washington quarter that could be hiding in your pocket and worth a jaw-dropping $2.3 million. If you've got a stash of quarters at home, now's the time to start digging. And before you go, let me know in the comments, have you ever found a valuable coin in your change? If so, what was it worth? I'd love to hear your stories. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more incredible coin collecting tips and rare finds. Hey guys, welcome back. Today, we're diving into a coin that could change your life. The 1995p Washington quarter. Imagine buying a soda with a quarter and realizing later that you just spent a coin worth $2.4 million. Sounds crazy, right? But trust me, this is real. I remember the first time I found out about rare coins. My buddy Jim, an old school collector, once showed me a quarter that looked just like any other, but it was worth a small fortune. Since then, I've been obsessed with checking my change. And after today's video, you will be too. So grab your coin jars, your old collections, and let's see if you're sitting on a hidden treasure. What makes this quarter so special? The 1995p Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but what sets certain ones apart are the rare errors and special varieties that collectors crave. Some of these coins have missed strikes, off-center errors, or doubling in the lettering and date. The right combination of these factors can send the value skyrocketing. Here's what you need to check if you have a 1995p quarter that could be worth millions. Look closely at Washington's profile, the date, and the word Liberty. If there's doubling, you may have hit the jackpot. Coins that were struck off-center by 50% or more without losing any key details are highly desirable. A perfectly struck example with crisp details can bring premium prices. Mirror-like proof-like surfaces. Some 1995p quarters may have an unusual high-gloss finish due to a striking anomaly, making them rare finds. The most valuable 1995p quarter sold at auction had multiple rare features: a strong double die, full drum lines, and an impeccable grade. It was also graded MS68 by PCGS, which means it was nearly flawless. That coin fetched $2.4 million at auction, and there could still be more out there waiting to be discovered. Okay, so you're probably itching to check your pocket change right now. Errors can be small, so you need a way to see them clearly. Look for doubling on the front of the coin. Focus on the date and Liberty. Check for mint errors like off-center strikes. The more extreme the error, the better. The closer to perfect, the higher the value. If you think you've found a rare one, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. So let's say you do find a valuable 1995p quarter. Where do you cash in? Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Online coin marketplaces such as eBay or Great Collections. Sometimes, you can get an immediate offer. Having an authenticated and graded coin significantly boosts its value, even if your 1995p quarter isn't worth $2.4 million. Don't be discouraged. Many collectible quarters still fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Plus, searching for them is a fun and rewarding hobby. Who knows? You might find another rare coin in the process. Alright, folks, that's it for today's deep dive into the 1995p Washington quarter. Hopefully, you're now checking your change with a fresh pair of eyes. If you think you've found a rare one, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another episode on coins worth big money. And if you want to see more valuable coins you might have lying around, check out my other videos right here. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we talk about coins that can make you rich. Today, we're diving into a coin that might just be sitting in your pocket right now, the 1999p Connecticut quarter. Now you might be thinking, it's just a regular quarter, right? Well, what if I told you one of these bad boys sold for a mind-blowing $2.5 million? Yeah, that's right. You could be walking around with a fortune in your pocket and not even know it. So stick around, because I'm going to tell you exactly what makes this quarter so valuable, and how you can find one. Now, let me tell you a little story. A couple of years ago, I was at a gas station, grabbing a coffee, and I got some change back. You know how it is, you don't think twice about the coins you get. But being a coin guy, I always take a quick look. That day, I spotted a Connecticut quarter, and something about it seemed different. I took it home, pulled out my magnifying glass and started doing some research. Now, it wasn't one of the super rare ones, but it did have a small error that made it worth more than face value. That got me thinking, how many people out there have no idea they're sitting on a gold mine? That's why we do this, folks. That's why we check our change. All right, let's get into it. The 1999 P Connecticut quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program. This quarter features the famous charter oak tree, a symbol of independence and resilience. But here's where it gets interesting. While millions of these quarters were produced, only a handful have specific errors or unique qualities that make them incredibly valuable. So what exactly makes one of these quarters worth a whopping $2.5 million? Some of these Connecticut quarters have rare mint errors, such as off-center strikes, double die obverse, or even misaligned lettering. These errors can drastically increase a coin's value. A few of these quarters were accidentally struck on different metal planchets, like a dime or even a foreign coin blank. If you find one, congratulations, you've hit the jackpot. Coin grading is everything. A perfectly preserved 1999 P Connecticut quarter, graded MS-70, Mint State 70, can be worth a small fortune. Coins in pristine condition are extremely rare and sought after by collectors. Some quarters have subtle differences in the way the dies were used to strike them. Collectors go crazy for these rare die varieties. Now, here's the $1 million, or should I say $2.50 million question. How do you know if you've got one of these rare Connecticut quarters? It must be a 1999 P, which means it was minted in Philadelphia. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for doubling, misaligned lettering, or off-center strikes. A normal quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If yours is significantly lighter or heavier, it could be struck on the wrong planchet. The higher the grade, the more valuable it is. If your quarter looks brand new, get it professionally graded. Where do you sell it? So let's say you hit the jackpot. Where do you sell it? Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers regularly sell rare coins for big bucks. Websites like eBay, Great Collections, and PCGS offer platforms to sell coins directly to collectors. A reputable coin shop can give you an appraisal and possibly even make you an offer. These are great places to meet collectors and dealers who are willing to pay top dollar. So, next time you get a handful of change, take a second to look at your quarters. You never know, you might be sitting on millions without even realizing it. And if you find something interesting, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video about coins worth serious money. That's it for today, folks. Keep hunting, keep checking your change, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel BS Coinswood, where we talk about coins worth big money. Now, before you toss that pocket change back into your drawer, you might want to stick around. Because today, we're talking about a 2015 D Saratoga quarter that is worth a jaw-dropping $3.5 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single quarter worth more than most houses. Now, I know what you're thinking. How in the world does a quarter become that valuable? Well, sit tight, grab a coffee, and let's dive into this crazy coin story. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be rating your couch cushions and old piggy banks like a treasure hunter. Let's take a trip back to 2015. The U.S. Mint released the Saratoga National Historical Park Quarter as part of the America the Beautiful series. It honored the crucial Battle of Saratoga, a turning point in the American Revolution. The reverse side of the coin features a British sword being surrendered to American forces, a powerful image of victory and independence. These quarters were struck at different mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's where things get wild. The Denver minted 2015 Saratoga quarter has one incredibly rare error that skyrocketed its value to $3.50 million. So, what makes this coin worth more than a Lamborghini? Well, it's all about a bizarre minting error that almost nobody noticed at first. This particular 2015 D quarter has a unique die misalignment that resulted in a double strike, with part of the design appearing slightly off-center. Even crazier, some of these coins were struck on experimental planchets, possibly using silver instead of the standard clad composition. Imagine a coin that was never meant to exist. That's the kind of stuff collectors dream about. And since only a handful of these rare quarters have been found, their value has skyrocketed. Now, you might be wondering, do I have one of these golden tickets hiding in my loose change? Well, here's what you need to look for. First, check for the D mint mark under. In God we trust. If there's no mint mark, it's from Philadelphia, and while still cool, it won't make you a millionaire. Look at the design closely. If Washington's head or the sword surrender on the reverse side looks slightly off or doubled, you could be onto something. Regular quarters have a mix of copper and nickel, but if you drop it on a table and it rings more like silver, you might have something special. If you think you've found one, don't clean it. Take it to a coin expert or grading service immediately. The difference between a fortune and just another quarter could be in the details. The coin collecting market has been on fire lately. People are paying top dollar for rare finds, and the 2015 D Saratoga quarter is one of the hottest. Recently, a high-grade example sold for a staggering $3.5 million at auction. That's more than some people make in a lifetime. Collectors are obsessed with finding one, and auction houses are constantly on the lookout. If you own a rare mint error coin, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was at a flea market when I spotted a guy selling rolls of quarters for face value. Being the coin nerd I am, I grabbed a few rolls, hoping to find something interesting. Later that night, I cracked them open, and boom! I found an odd-looking quarter that just didn't seem right. The design looked slightly off, almost like a shadow effect around the lettering. I took it to a coin dealer, and while it wasn't a $1 million coin, it was a pretty valuable error coin worth a few $100. Since then, I've been hooked on checking every quarter that comes my way. And let me tell you, if I ever find a $3.5 million quarter, you guys will be the first to know. First, never underestimate the power of pocket change. That little piece of metal in your hand could be worth more than a luxury car. Second, always check for mint marks, errors, and unusual features, because that's where the big money hides. And finally, coin collecting isn't just for history buffs or old-school hobbyists. It's for anyone who wants to have fun while potentially making a fortune. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin finds, and drop a comment below. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let's hear your stories.